Everybody, it's JoJo. Welcome to Cooking with me today. What we're going to do is make chicken cutlets. So these are super easy. There's two phases that we're going to be doing. The first phase is kind of like the marinating phase. So it is currently 11:54. I'm about to rush out the door to pick up my son from kindergarten, but I do have enough time, which kind of shows you how really simple and easy this is to make a great chicken cutlet for your kids. Now, chicken cutlet primarily is just chicken tenders, I guess you call it chicken nuggets that you would find at the grocery store already pre-made in frozen packs at McDonald's, that sort of thing. And so this takes it to whole new levels in terms of freshness and flavor, and it's really good for your kids and your family, and you can feel pretty darn good feeding them this. It freezes beautifully. I make a whole batch. I separate them and I freeze them, and then whenever I want to make some more in the future, I just defrost them and then just pop them in the frying pan. So I will show you exactly that entire procedure to make your life easier. But what I'm going to do right now is the marination process right before I pick up my child, okay? So all I have here is my chicken tenders. They're chicken strips that I found over at Sprouts. As you can see here, they're all individually packed. So easy. It's already done for me. All I have to do is unwrap it and stick it in my bowl. Okay, my hands are washed. I always cringe working with chicken. It always worries me, the whole salmonella thing, but as long as you do things the proper and correct way, you're fine. So I've got my bowl here. I'm going to add my chicken strips to my bowl, okay? These are already pre-sliced, nice and thin, easy for you to fry. And when you do fry them, you have to do it in a very low heat, so patience is key during that time. But we'll talk about that later. Okay, that's done. I'm going to put my chicken tenders aside and wash my hands, and I'll be back momentarily. That was easy. Okay, so I washed my hands, all set. What I do here is I have a couple of ingredients on hand. First off, I do have my lovely Parmesan cheese. I'd say about maybe a half a cup to a cup full, but a half a cup here. I do have 2 eggs, okay? 2 eggs, fresh basil sprigs, okay? Garlic powder, oregano. What I'm going to do is this, put my chicken aside, grab another bowl, take my 2 eggs. I'm gonna crack my 2 eggs in my bowl. Okay? Easy peasy. I got my Parmesan cheese in my bowl. I am going to just roughly with my hands, take my 3 sprigs of fresh basil from my backyard and just stick them on in my marinade. It adds such great flavor to the chicken as it sits. It's amazing, and I highly recommend the fresh basil. It does make a huge difference. Garlic powder and oregano. It seems like I'm putting a lot, but really it's not. It's not coming out that fast. So I'd say like half a teaspoon of that. Okay, I did forget my milk. It's in the refrigerator. 1 second. So I'm grabbing my milk. And I'm gonna add about a half a cup, if that. I would say maybe a 1/4 cup of milk in my mix. I am going to take my whisk and mix it all together. So you can see here, I've got my beautiful Parmesan cheese, fresh sprigs of basil. I've got some egg, just 2 eggs in here, milk. I didn't put salt, if you notice that. I'm always cautious with salt, because whenever I cook with Parmesan cheese, I always worry that it's gonna be too salty, because the cheese does give the natural saltiness to it. And you can always add salt based on preference, but I don't. Garlic powder and oregano. Now watch this amazing part. I'm taking my chicken and I'm just gonna submerge it in the egg wash, okay? That's all I'm doing. I'm just submerging my entire chicken strips into my egg wash. I use my hands. It's okay to use your hands. As long as you wash appropriately, it's all good. I'm going to mix everything here by hand in the egg wash. As you can see here, it's all submerged. It now smells honestly delicious. It smells so good and so fresh. I'm going to go wash my hands yet again. I'm going to wrap this with foil and stick it in the fridge, let it marinate for about an hour or two, and then I'll show you how to bread them and how to fry them. And then you can also how to store them as well. Because I'm not going to make all of this. It's a lot of chicken, but this is a great start and to kind of help plan the rest of my week because my weeks are obviously very busy. So now it's almost 12. I'm out the door to pick up the boy, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.